Welcome to your doom.
Sometimes may be good, sometimes may be shit.
Okay, let's just jump right into the fun stuff. I am looking forward to Martha Stewart's penthouse.
I hope it's a full spread.
Yeah, there's no reason to stop at just the swimsuit.
I need you to laugh more at spread.
Full spread?
Yeah.
I mean, like, all right. This is a question, everybody, like, to the audience too.
Okay.
Would you?
Hell yeah, I would.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
I'll be honest with you. I saw a couple of the pictures floating around that, like, the little, I guess, I hate saying taster teasers,
Ugh.
but, like, I don't think they're scratch and sniff or anything. But, like, I was sitting there thinking, like, man, I bet that the guy doing airbrushing on Photoshop got carpal tunnel.
Oh, yeah.
Like, it's like,
Do you think the photographer knew on the way in? Like, who am I working with today for this? And he's like, challenge accepted.
yeah. No, it's, I mean, honestly, though, like, for what they did her well.
Well,
You know
here's
what
the
I mean?
thing. I think she did it well. I think Sports Illustrated was trying to create controversy because no one, unless they're trying to get to their demographic of whoever still reads magazines, like it seems age appropriate.
I think the only people that read magazines are also getting paper cuts when they roll it up after
That's
watching
true.
that Martha Stewart thing.
Yeah, but I thought,
If you know what I mean.
like, I thought she looked great. I mean, yeah, her body looks up kind of like an orangutan, but whatever. You know, for 81,
Honestly,
For
not
81.
even I've done much worse.
yeah. So let's cut this. Welcome to Non-Essentials
Oh,
Podcast.
yeah.
We're at episode 115.
Yeah.
And Martha's close to that.
Yeah,
So-
she just unsubscribed probably. Yeah.
So my name's Jake. I would Bussy.
My name's Adam. I'm waiting for the scratch and sniff editions, Riley.
Yeah, like it.
What do you think it smelled like?
I don't know.
I mean, I bet not this Fisherman's Wharf. Probably like
She's a homemaker.
Easy Bake Oven or something.
Yeah, that's the thing is, like, do you think this is the announcement of her OnlyFans? Like, and honestly, if her OnlyFans came with pretty good recipes, you know,
I mean, what's?
you imagine rolling in Thanksgiving with a Martha Stewart's OnlyFans turkey.
but like exclusive content, so
Yeah.
people know that you subscribe. If
Yeah.
you come in with that exact recipe,
Exactly.
just a little too savory for an internet Google. Like, this is definitely from her OnlyFans.
Yeah, definitely. I don't know. I like to think Madonna got the call too, and
oh my
the
God.
photographer was like, I can't.
Yeah, Madonna is so alien faced nowadays. She's had so many fillers. So I honestly, okay, full disclosure, Martha over Madonna,
Yeah.
10 out of 10 times. Honestly, I think my couch cushion's over Madonna at this
Yeah.
point, because that is like, it's real gross. I saw a meme actually already, because I love that Martha Stewart's like, oh, here's this proud like moment, and then like people are just roasting her over it too. Like, I saw this meme that said, father disciplines his son by making him read entire Sports Illustrated section. It's like, whatever.
I don't know. It felt kind of like the last couple Bond movies for me, to where like I love Daniel Craig and it was great, but they kept like having him like fuck someone his daughter's age. You know, where you're just like, just stop.
Yeah.
And then they tried that one movie where they're like, they put him with an age appropriate. Like, I don't want to see that either.
Oh, yuck.
Like, just knock it off. Get a younger Bond.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
or just make him not need to be in a swimsuit. So
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Like, I mean, yeah, Craig's a great Bond, but man,
yeah.
I mean, I guess since we're over in England right now, should I go right into this? King Charles.
Yeah, who cares?
He's
but like like
Well, hold on. I said he's now been officially coronated as king. It only took him how many decades, right? I did see that that some hilarious person decided to mow in a giant penis. Did you see that?
I did.
Into
Yeah.
the lawn, which I think is just amazing. I love it. But like, as you just said, and like, who gives a shit, right?
Well, we're not moving off of that, right? I got
Oh,
thoughts.
you want to talk about the penis?
No, I got thoughts about
roll
Charles,
piece?
but say what you're gonna say about Charles.
Well, I
but,
was just gonna say, no, you can go ahead. Go ahead.
well, I just gotta say, like, that worked a lot more when television was a lot worse. Cause like, dude, the high definition of that old guy getting that golden hat.
Yeah, he needs
that hurt his neck.
I mean, he needs that like Martha Stewart like kind of editing.
Yeah,
You know,
Well, they had Kamala or whatever her name is, Camila walking down to just
his side chick, the
you just
original
gotta-
side chick.
You just get this sense of like every British person is like, this is who rules us.
You know
Like,
that I saw.
gross.
I saw that they came out with vape pens that are shaped after his fingers.
Ugh.
Did you see that? Jake, you should put for YouTube watchers.
Wasn't there like a royal finger? Is there something weird about that?
I don't know.
Yeah,
man.
there was something.
Royal finger sounds like something you'd see on.
It's like that's
Urban
where all
Dictionary.
the extra chromosomes are hanging out.
Yeah.
Just like
There's not enough of them. Anyway, so what I wanted to say is, you ever find yourself thinking like, man, fuck the royal family?
every day. I mean,
Well, you're not alone. But a different type of fuck. I mean, talking proper fuck. Now, toy makers at a company called Inferno said they've been flooded with sex doll lookalike requests.
for Prince Charles?
No.
Oh.
Mainly Princess Di, Kate Middleton, and Meghan Markle, right?
Okay.
The CEO stated that he refuses to fulfill those orders out of decency.
How much are these orderable sex dolls?
Well, I'll go into that in a second, but can we just
have
talk about the guy?
By the way, we have a Patreon. Like we can get something really funny as a co-host if you guys want. She can hold our pens.
I don't. Yeah.
So,
I don't know why I thought you were saying you're gonna make one of me. I'm like, I don't want
No.
an anatomically correct one. Like, I don't want to embarrass myself. It's cold in here.
Yeah.
But no. But I appreciate the fact that the guy that is a CEO at a sex doll company
has morals.
has morals. Like he says, it goes against his decency. Actually, here's a quote. He said, if we were just motivated by money, we would create Meghan Markle and Kate Middleton dolls and see through the sales as the most popular. But at heart, I'm a royalist.
What?
I know, yeah.
You're not motivated by money in the sex industry?
Thank you. I'm like, dude, fucking just like, because honestly, if he doesn't do it, there's going to be a company in China that does it.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
But with that being said, he did say that he's also flooded requests for Tom Hardy sex dolls from men and women around the world.
Yeah.
And he did say that because I would assume that there's got to be some sort of like likeness, lawsuit or something like that. Like you can't just like make.
I don't know. Do the wax museums have to pay royalties?
That's a good thing. I don't think you can fuck them though. Like that's how you get kicked out of Madame Tussauds or whatever that place. Is that the name of it?
Yeah. I think there's there's an after hours price tag for the wax museum.
Also, I'm not allowed there anymore.
Yeah.
It was my first kegger. So anyway, so they
Gwyneth Paltrow's got a line.
Gwyneth Paltrow's got the pussy candles. So, but it does not smell, right? No. Yeah. Renee is so full of shit. Yeah. I'm sorry, Renee, but I think it was just one of us that smelled like sour
I will
milk.
say this thing lasts forever, so it feels like a wife.
It's quiet though.
Sorry, my wife doesn't listen.
So anyway, so the article
here or at home. So.
The article did have examples of their male and female sex dolls, but with the importance of blurred out.
Gross.
Right?
Continue.
So maybe you can pan around here if you're watching on YouTube. Jake might throw something of it, but I have to say that the male sex dolls, as they're scrolling through, the butt wasn't blurred out, and it literally comes with a hairy back and hairy butt crack.
Now I want it.
I was like, please put
I'm
that
a
on.
side sleeper. I use a pillow. So like,
I mean, seriously, and it was like not like, oh, here's a couple strands. Like you could
keep going.
Just bury your face in this bear.
Let me ask. Do you think do you have the name of the company?
Yeah, Inferno.
Can you imagine like the Amazon delivery guy, like a 98-pound package from Inferno? You just Google Inferno, like that was a fuck doll.
You can order with legs or no legs, whether if you're into nuggets.
Nuggets? Yeah. Or the legs come separate, you gotta assemble it.
Yeah. So anyway,
you melt it together.
I'm just picturing like my GI Joes or whatever, like how the legs have just been.
Yeah. It's just a layaway program.
Yeah. I like it. Nice. I'll allow it.
So
anyway. So a custom-made doll, to answer your question earlier, custom-made doll will run you around $1,000.
That's nothing. We can do this together.
I don't think that's
like $78 a piece from everyone in here.
Hold on a sec, because there is a cheaper option here.
I want the cheapest.
For $750, you can rent one for 3 days.
Oh.
And I want you to think about getting a rented sex doll.
Can't be worse than a B&B. Or an Airbnb. So
there's probably equal amounts of cum everywhere.
Yeah, you bring one of those cat piss detectors and just check the sheets.
Dude,
it's bright.
Okay, this is an honest to God real story that you just unlocked in my brain. I was at an Airbnb a couple years ago, and I was in the shower, and I was just using the designated whatever, and the shampoos and body washes and conditioner and stuff, and I fucking squirted out from the conditioner into my hand. I go, I'm washing my fucking hand. I am not it was too ropey and too coagulated. I was like, that looks like someone had a great weekend. I'm not even trying to be funny.
This is the guy, like that guy is at work just thinking about all the vacations he's ruining.
Just Pantene. There's herbal essence. Like, oh.
Actually, do you remember the story?
That's a real story, though. I was like, yeah.
You just unlocked my story that was it April Fool's was big at my house. And
your son jizzed into the.
No, my son he played a prank on us where he replaced the shampoo with he was a kid, so he put a bunch of ranch into the shampoo. And then he forgot about it for like half a month, and we were just like, "Why are we so greasy?" It was, yeah, and then he's like, "Oh," it was like 2 weeks later. He's like, "Oh, I forgot I put ranch in the shampoo." And I'm like, "Listen, this is really funny."
I would, dude.
This is a great prank.
Yours is a nice prank and it's funny, but mine had Man Ranch in it.
Yeah.
Okay,
you found the real Hidden Valley.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, now I didn't do Dude Ranch. Ugh. I didn't like taste test it, but I mean, I've definitely had to splash the drains enough time in my life that I know what it looks like. You know, I'm like that with jellyfish toilet water.
Still kick and roll.
Yeah. It's organic.
Actually, we're still in the UK, right? And go right into something still in the UK. All right. So this is actually more of a sciencey. It involves sperm.
I'm sorry. Yeah, I was gonna say everything I've said is very, very sciencey. You've all learned something.
Okay. So the first baby using 3 parents, and
I saw this but didn't look into it.
Yeah, and in vitro has been born in the UK. There's been fewer than 5 births of this. I had no idea what this meant. So 3 parents, right?
Yeah, it's got to be some. I wonder if it. I mean, on a not joking matter, it's got to be some sort of like chimera, right?
Well,
like concept.
So what it essentially is mother and father. They form the. This is from the explanation that I looked up. They form like the nucleus of the cell, but it's actually the mitochondria DNA is brought on from a third donor because there are
and that's the powerhouse of the cell everywhere.
Exactly, and I think it's like 1 in 6,000 of the children in the UK have a mitochondrial DNA issue. So this offers potential of like. Basically sidestepping genetic disease and potentially, but it kind of feels like a rich way to like get the powerhouse of the cell from an athlete into a nerd. You know, like the Bill Gates kid will have
I can think of a faster, cheaper way.
Yeah, that's true.
But he's not going to look like you.
And so, but I think the only successful birth from this has been in the North America, which of course it was.
But what about, I mean, now, because I really don't know anything about it, but we've talked about CRISPR. Where does that relate to CRISPR?
So CRISPR is more of where they weaponize, like I believe it's like a virus to change the DNA code, where they can specifically target the DNA that might be associated with like Alzheimer's in the future. Okay. And they can employ a virus or a part of your own body to basically think of your own DNA as alien, and it will attack that portion of your DNA and remove it.
Does that happen to Madonna?
She's trying. Like she's mailing them every day. Like, anything yet for age? I have a swimsuit issue coming out. And my face looks gross. That's her voice. Her voice sounds like that. I dubbed Madonna's voice.
She is a material girl.
But for what it's worth, 99.8% of the DNA is actually from the 2 parents. And I just think it's interesting. The 0.2% of the other DNA from the additional parent is all that's required to sidestep this like horrible genetic disorder. They called it like the battery packs of the cell. So I don't know. I thought that was fascinating. It'll be the doorway for a new disease. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah, that's exactly. That's I think. I mean, that kid's gonna like pop out like John Carpenter's The Thing.
This is the thing. It's either gonna be way stronger than us or way weaker than us. Like time will tell. All right, let's. I know you got a couple catfish over there. I do. And so, like, once you get that ready, and real quick, I'll explain what a catfish is. We got a full crowd here tonight.
Catfishes.
Yeah.
Catfish?
Actually, stupidly, I saw something where it was a meme.
I saw it too. Wait, go ahead.
It was a meme where a person was like, I'm a people person, but he's holding a goose, and the goose just said, I'm a geese goose. And I laughed way too long at it. So
I actually, I know exactly what you're talking about. I did see that meme as well because I posted it on the Titty City page. So with that being said, I actually, since I just said the catfishes thing, I didn't know this until I saw Neil deGrasse Tyson say this on Joe Rogan's podcast.
I hate that guy.
I mean, do you really?
I like him because of what he's talking about, but like he interrupts Joe Rogan so much, and he. All
right. Well, I mean, I don't want to go off on a tangent here, but it was because he said fishes, and then Joe goes, "You mean fish?" He goes, "Well, no. Like if it's like let's say it's all one type of fish, then the plural would be fish." But if it's different breeds and whatever of
You're explaining why I hate him.
Oh, okay. Well, no, I thought that was super interesting.
Like, yes.
Like if you have like catfish and then some trout and whatever, then it's fishes. The plural of that. I didn't know that.
So
I
you
thought it was all just
pluralize
fish.
the species?
Yeah.
You can know that. You can not know how to not cheat on like 3 of your wives, Neil deGrasse Tyson, or whatever it was.
Oh, he's probably...
She was probably too
got plenty
dumb.
of fishes.
He's probably fucking dumb fishes. Yeah.
All right, so
nicely done.
Thank you.
Speaking of plenty of fishes, a catfish is a game Adam thought of. One time I came to the podcast with really dumb stories. I think my favorite was like a tornado carried a house of 5, 300 miles safely. And he pointed out the motto of this website is where the truth doesn't matter.
Yeah, he's like, I just found the treasure trove of our stories.
They were good stories. A guy ate a mummy in New York City at the museum.
So basically, it's going to be 2 lies and a truth. So one of these is a real news article. The other 2 are made up bullshit thing. And then see if you can find the
bonus
theme
points
here.
for the theme.
Yeah. Right. And listeners, please play along. Audience members, feel free to hold up your fingers. And
those
I
are
just got
all
flipped
middle
off by
fingers.
a lot of people.
Middle fingers.
It was low-hanging fruit, but
That's
is
the
my
theme.
orchard. So, yeah.
They got the theme.
So
Fuck
anyway,
you, Adam.
all right, so number 1. Man electrocuted with ping pong ball up butt during botched masturbation.
I don't think that's botched.
Number 2. I couldn't sit for 5 days. Man discovered the hard way that bottles are better when shooting bottle rockets.
I think I know the theme.
Number 3, medical surprise in MRI. Patient's rectal toy causes internal injury. Lawsuit pending.
Okay.
You guess the theme?
We got.
You want one more time?
3.
All right, I'll say it one more time.
One more time. Okay.
All right,
run through them.
Number 1, man electrocuted with ping pong ball up butt during botched masturbation. Number 2, I couldn't sit for 5 days. Man discovered that the hard way that bottles are better when shooting off bottle rockets. Number 3, medical surprise in MRI. Patient's rectal toy causes internal injury. Lawsuit pending.
So here's the thing: is I believe the term is I need to recuse myself because I believe I read.
Well, then don't say anything.
Well, I don't want to ruin it for the audience. So you guys guess first. Okay,
So-
we got 1,
so
1, 2, and a 3.
So the theme is rectum.
Yeah.
Damn near killed him.
Yeah. All right.
Boom.
And,
Okay.
But
What's your guess?
So I believe
You
I
just-
read the 3rd article,
Okay, so that's your guess?
the anal railgun.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is that your guess?
Yes.
All right. Anyone else?
Well, now they're changing to 3, so I'm sorry. That's why I
right.
recused. No,
Okay,
we already
so-
got it. They were all
so-
1, a 2, and a 3.
So now by the way, when researching and writing this, I'm super excited that I legit started getting ads on Amazon now for anal toys after I was like, what the fuck? Like I even use incognito mode, so fuck you, Google.
They have very specific keywords that can target you easily.
Yeah. Anyway, so
Was it Inferno?
now the
Was
reason,
it
yeah.
Inferno Company?
So I had a handful of people send me an article on one of these, and I wanted to discuss it. Number 3, with the MRI, railgun is not true.
Okay, so I was wrong.
You were wrong.
Okay.
So, and honestly, I wrote it because of this, because I had a lot of
Yeah.
people send it, and I wanted to at least address it. That the whole like thing with the silicone. Now it's not.
Hold on. Explain what happened for
So
anyone that hasn't
basically,
seen it.
this guy he's suing an anal butt plug company because the 100% silicone advertised was not it, because there happened to be a metal core. So then when he went into an MRI with this thing inserted into him, right, it just shot through his inside parts
Hold
like
on.
a rail gun.
But I bet when it was warming up, it was probably great.
It's like just like a little bit of vibration on the
Do
prostate.
you remember the movie Swordfish? All the
man.
balls that flew. Anyways,
But-
so that's not real.
It is not confirmed fake, but everything leads back to bullshit, because it's one of those like a friend of a friend of a friend, blah blah blah, and then like the original post is now deleted and everything. So it's one of
Okay.
those things.
I like to
where
think
it's like,
the hospital would get in on the lawsuit
Yeah.
with them, be like,
So-
well, we need a new MRI machine.
yeah, and I really wanted it to be true, but yeah, you can even see on Snopes that it's like they're like it's
Okay.
probably bullshit.
Okay.
So with that being said, the shocking incident was detailed in the Journal of Legal Medicine by doctors from the University Hospital, someplace somewhere else in the Czech Republic, where the autopsy was performed. By the way, the guy died.
Ooh.
A 30-year-old Czech Republic man was trying to simultaneously satisfy multiple atypical fetishes of it, a practice known as autoerotic paraphilia.
Is this the first one?
It is the first one. His unorthodox self-stimulation methods involved body wrapping, cross-dressing, anal masochism, self-fetishism, and lower abdominal stimulation with an electrical mechanical massage device.
This guy sounds like his Prince Charles sex doll.
Just vaping with those fingers.
This guy sounds fun. It sounds like how Neo got out of the Matrix.
That's the red pill.
Yeah, there it is.
All right. So anyway, next to his corpse was a one-handed electric massage device with signs of wear. I love that they put that.
Signs of wear.
Yeah, that he had purportedly used on his nether regions. Subsequently, examination revealed that an automated masturbation aid had malfunctioned when plugged in, while burns on the skin above the man's penis corresponded with the shape of the device.
Can you imagine being this guy's like neighbor?
No, it was his parents that broke in. I
cut
cut out a bunch of this article because it was very long. But basically, the long and short of it is that his parents, he lived with his parents because this is the kind of guy that lives with his parents. You don't have a mortgage if you're home. Like,
dude, his dad walked in like, you didn't have that plugged into a surge protector? Like, what are you doing?
Yeah. Like, I can imagine like the lights dim for a second. Oh, he's up there again.
Yeah.
So I don't know a Czech accent. But anyway, it all becomes Carl from Aqua Teen Hunger Force when I don't know what else to do. So, with that being said, so it was his parents that he wouldn't open up his door because it was locked like a gentleman.
Sure.
So then they called the fire department. They busted open. They were like, "Ooh."
There's like a scene from Seven.
Yeah, he made me do it.
Dude, I hope it was playing that "Dumb Ways to Die" song from TikTok.
Yeah. So anyway, so this led authors to deduce the man had died due to accidental fatal electrocution due to autoerotic manipulation. That is a tongue twister. So meanwhile, a subsequent autopsy revealed a strange foreign body in his intestines. The postmortem probe also uncovered a ping pong ball attached to a plastic cylinder that the man had lodged in his rectum. So there we go. So bring that up when you're asking to pass the mashed potatoes.
I don't know, man. This is one of those, like, he could have just been a serial killer. Like, I think he like jumped on his own grenade of weirdness and left this world on a high note.
Are you saying he tripped and fell on the ping pong ball?
Yeah, I think he stepped out of his orgasm into the clouds. Like, he was
yeah, he could be jacking off into conditioner bottles at Airbnb's, a piece of shit.
That's true. You can always do that.
Fucking guy. I'd love to stove that dude's head in, whoever did.
You can always do that.
And it's not confirmed. It didn't smell like cum. It smelled like Pantene or whatever.
It bothers me that you're like, it didn't smell like cum.
I've never been like, it's never been like shooting confetti out and be like, oh, air freshener. You know, it's like.
So in Montana, they're banning TikTok. Did you see that in Montana?
Yeah, I did. Yeah. I'm kind of curious how they're going to do it, though.
So they signed a ban into the state. I thought I had the bill here. Nope, I didn't write it down. But basically, their goal is, radio. And I don't know, listen, something had to pull us out of the Czech Republic. So basically, their plan is to find the App Store and ByteDance, which is the TikTok parent company.
ByteDance?
I think it's ByteDance, like BYT.
Oh, okay.
Dance.
Okay, gotcha. Okay.
Up to $10,000 a day for offering the ability to download the software.
Yeah, they're not gonna fucking pay it.
That's where I'm really confused at. Like, I don't know how Montana intends to do this. I saw TikTok will definitely appeal, which will at least push it back. Yeah. But basically, the governor, this is probably just grandstanding for re-election to, basically like show he's. Basically, there's a concern over security for the Democratic, the opposite. Communist Chinese government stealing our
data.
They're
not communist. It says the People's Republic, Jake.
This is kind of the fallout of that that hearing a couple months ago, where I think it's an interesting try to where, like, I'm fascinated to be like, does the state have the power to do this kind of stuff? Because it's like they're squashing pretty free speech, I think.
Well,
by doing
I don't know. I'm just gonna throw out a couple of words that I've heard, like, people that know things, but like, can't you put up a VPN or something like that, like to? I guess I don't know enough about it.
I don't think they're going after.
Not okay. Yeah.
I don't think they're going after the person here. I think they're going after like Apple, and that they're going after ByteDance itself.
Oh, I see. Okay, but I don't know. It's like because I'm assuming ByteDance is a Chinese company.
I'm assuming so too.
Yeah, so it's like might as well say $10 billion a day for each person because they're not going to pay $1 of it if they get fined.
That's why it's kind of interesting. Like, I want to see the fallout. So we're like, how many horses is that, Montana?
Yeah.
Like, that just seems like something they say aloud to get reelected. Like, I got the TikTok out of the building, and then everybody's like, good job.
Yeah, like, I'm the TikTok guy. Yeah, I gotta appreciate that.
So, let's just stick with the state news. I got one here. A Florida bill, which I do have the House bill named for. A Florida bill is trying to allow the use of radioactive waste in road construction.
So it'll glow?
Not a bad thought, but I don't think so.
Okay. I mean, we've all listened to the Radium Girls.
Well, apparently it's I think it's a fossil gypsum. Basically, in Florida, it seems like they have a lot of this in the ground, and they basically have to put it in a place because it emits radon gas.
Okay.
And let's see here, the House Bill 1191. They're going to lay the ground to basically study if there's a result. And this is one of those things like, dude, road construction is already a dangerous enough job. Like, I don't think we should add radon into the possibility of like getting hit by a car. For
well,
these
the
people.
Fines are tripled. But,
yeah.
You know.
And there's also in Florida, isn't there just one highway? Is that like it's like
through the Keys?
Yeah, it's like a big loop. That's all it is. So
no,
I just think in Florida was like, we'll find out if it's dangerous. You know, like the crocodiles are dying or alligators or whatever. Maybe they'll stop the snakes. I don't know.
Yeah, the pythons.
Yeah.
The well, if you remember, like you said crocodiles, but you meant alligators.
Yes.
And you remember how to tell the difference?
I do.
Okay, you want to tell the listeners how to tell the difference between alligators and crocodiles?
Well, I hear that a crocodile you'll see in a while, and an alligator you'll see a little later. If I remember my...
What do you see later, the other one after a while?
Yeah. But I will note that Europe, Asia, and Africa have been using this substance to pave roads. Okay. So there is a precedence for it. I think just the tagline of radioactive waste and decay, it seems...
Well, it made you click on it.
But here's the thing. It's like, if you live in the Midwest, radon, if you have a basement, is a real concern to everyone. It's like the number 2 cause of like lung cancer. Yeah. I have a radon detector in my house. I'll get you one.
Yeah. All right. Thank you.
Yeah. We should check into that.
Well, you know what else you could get us?
Don't drive in Florida or be in Adam's basement. So.
All right. You know what else you can get us? You get us some Dead City Coffee.
Hey, all right, yeah, we got Dead City Coffee.
So Dead City Coffee, heavy metal coffee roasters born in hell, roasted in Wisconsin. You can find them on their website at deadcitycoffee.com, Instagram at Dead City Coffee, or on Facebook at Dead City Coffee.
And you can lock eyes with the owner in our audience right now. And I do appreciate you having it at the shop. It fuels me every day at work. I appreciate it immensely.
It is legitimately fantastic coffee. So, no, thank you very much. And if you live in Janesville, Wisconsin, you can most likely get a hand delivered from Dead City Coffee Roasters. So there you go. So hit them up. You can see them again on the website at deadcitycoffee.com, Instagram Dead City Coffee, or Facebook at Dead City Coffee. And if you mention this podcast, he will give you a consensual open mouth kiss.
That's true.
All right.
I will say, since we're talking about sponsors real quick, if you excuse me, I hope you enjoyed our episode with Sasha Rosser.
Yes, that was so fun.
Yeah.
You want to talk about like somebody like as I was writing my questions, I'm like, man, she's so smart. She's gonna see through my shit.
Yeah,
like,
I haven't. You know when you're this like, when you're like, you have to go talk to the teacher and makes you feel like an idiot.
Yeah.
That was that whole. I'm like, you like brain stuff.
Yeah. I will say though, like I love because I didn't really know what to expect from her, and so I would say probably within 4 minutes she goes, "So am I allowed to swear in this?" I was like, "Yeah, you can say whatever the fuck you want." She goes, "All right, so I can talk about cum and shit," and I'm like, "Hell yeah. Just not more than me because I'm the cum guy."
Like loosen me right up. Yeah, but she's gonna be. She's got her own show on the. Was it May 24th coming up?
May
here?
25th.
May 25th. I'm sorry.
Yep. So go to cabinlaughs.com where you can buy your tickets for the Comedy Cabin. You can see Sasha Rossner
You did what I did. If you watched the interview,
I've been wanting to roast him over saying Rossner.
It was right away.
Sasha Rosser.
And she like trained me like, okay, you're not gonna be an idiot, right? And I'm like, I will. And I did.
And then he shit the bed.
Yeah. So I have a story about bees I wanted to talk to you about. Did you see the headline about bees?
No.
And this is probably a Final Destination movie if you've ever heard one. In Nicaragua, a bus lost control and careened off a cliff and crashed through a bunch of hives of Africanized killer bees.
Oh no.
And not to live up to their name, 68 people were on that bus and 6 of them died.
Oh man, those things will sting your corpse.
That's what it was.
Literally.
I saw pictures of it, and it left an elderly woman and a child in critical condition. But basically, it was due to a mechanical problem. And I don't know. Like, what's your take? Our correspondent from the beehives. If you don't know, Adam is an apiary manager.
I've been apist.
Yeah.
No, I would like to say I'm beekeeping it real. No, so I'll tell you right now, like, because I've been to Kenya and I've a couple times and taught beekeeping over there, and they're gnarly.
Over there, they just call them bees.
Yeah, they're just like Africanized. So,
Yeah,
So,
dude, I saw a picture of him like with a ladder at the back of an S10 truck getting a beehive like out of a tree. Where I was waiting for like state of OSHA, like inspector sound to come over.
Yeah. Actually, that exact picture, it literally took somebody else like counterbalancing the weight to make sure I didn't fall because I was trying to capture a swarm out of like a really tall acacia tree.
And aren't you allergic to bees?
I am allergic to bees. I do carry an EpiPen with me though. When I'm
I
out
too
there.
have find interesting ways to kill
Yeah,
myself.
I just don't have the strongest will to live, so I'm like, fuck it. But no, as I was beekeeping over there, I would sit there, like, if they're starting to get really aggressive,
Sure.
I would have to be like, throw some more grass on me because they would keep a fire going for me.
Sure.
And then they would just throw a bunch of dry grass on the fire to, like, smoke it out. And just, like, I'd walk through the flames like I'm doing Backdraft, the movie. But before I did that, before I'd had them doing the fire, I would literally, like, I'd be walking, like, 300 yards out into the bush, and they were just still sitting there just like, nope, you're gonna die.
So that was my question with this. Like, let's say you find yourself in this unfortunate situation. Was there anything these people could do?
Not really, because honestly, like, if you can go under, from what I've been told, you can dive underwater and they will wait for you to turn to surface.
These things are awesome.
Yeah, they are like, and the thing too,
cold-blooded shit.
I don't know if people know this or not, but when bees sting you, they release a pheromone, so then it makes other bees go, oh, that fucking guy in particular, and then that not just that guy, but that spot. Yeah. So then they go after, and then they'll just try to like.
But Africanized bees still respond to smoke, so in this instant, maybe if the engine was smoking, that would have been your only.
Probably, that's a good point.
Your only
think
chance.
About that. Yeah.
Okay, so smoke.
Yeah, smoke them if you got them. So I coincidentally have quite a few things from Europe. So if you're American when you walk in the bathroom and you're American when you walk out, what are you when you were in the bathroom? European. All right. So anyway, I know. Okay, so priests in France are now being color coded and will be forced to wear a scannable QR code.
I don't know what that means.
In case you don't know what a QR code is a two-dimensional
it's like the square blocks and stuff.
Yeah.
What, is it going to be on their collar?
It's a two-dimensional barcode that can be scanned by your phone.
Okay.
And in a way, they can kind of pick which color choice that they want to have. Now, the choices are going to be green, orange, or red.
Okay.
So if you're green, that means you're within good standing with the church. You've been fulfilling your priestly duties, right?
Okay.
If you're orange, that means that it just indicates that you're not yet ready to, you're not qualified to run mass by yourself.
I hate
right?
that the Vatican has XL.
Yeah.
Or whatever this is.
So now I do appreciate that France is trying to be more transparent. What?
What's red?
Oh, funny you should ask. So if you pick red, that means if you pick red, that means you sexually abuse a child. So there
Which is weird because they don't stop.
So basically, if you are a priest in France and you have not sexually abused a child, you get to wear a green.
Sure.
Green barcode. If you are, if you're kind of if you just.
What the fuck is going on?
Thank you. Hold on. We're going to go into this. This is bananas. If you have...
This is an odd amount of bureaucracy thrown at pedophilia.
Yeah. So I do appreciate that France is trying to be more transparent when it comes to the sexual abuse of the church.
They're redlining?
Yeah, exactly. But I do want to say, like, if I was like a new priest and I haven't quite like cut my teeth yet, on like, and I can't quite get to like run my own mass, like, could you have given me a different color that can't be like, why do I have to be orange? Like, that's kind of red. That's right, like in a dark room.
That's my question here. Yeah. Like, is no credit bad credit? Like, we have to deal with, like, I'm red credit-wise because I don't like credit cards.
Yeah. Well, and I started thinking, like, what about colorblind people? Like, they need to...
You know what makes me, like, I imagine, like, a war room at the Vatican with a map and all these red dots. So we're like, we'll throw them into these countries,
Yeah. So, but anyway, but now I do have to say this. Can't really make this funny, so good luck, Jake.
I'll make it funny.
This
is already hilarious.
So then I read it.
This is gallows humor, Like
it's very macabre. So I did read in a 2021 report that it shows that 330,000 children have been abused by priests in France in the last 70 years. And I did the math.
Thank you.
That's 4,700 a year, 391 a month, or 13 children a day. Now, this is a country.
That's 0.5 an hour.
Thanks, Rain Man. I didn't do that. So how many a second, Jake?
How long does a molestation take?
Yeah, I don't know, but this is a country that invented the guillotine in 1789 during the revolution.
You may need a fucking trebuchet to get rid
like,
of them.
so how are they just allowing an average of 13 children a day to get diddled for the last 70 years?
We need the opposite of the Inquisition.
I'm sorry. Can we not also say that France is actually like the size of a state?
Yeah, I mean thank you. That's a good point. So
audience pointed out that France is the size of a state.
Yeah, so it's basically the Missouri of Europe. Then I guess is all the diddling. Now I do want to applaud their color coding for creeps, but can we just maybe not have them be priests anymore?
Yeah.
Why don't we have well, you gotta run?
Is this a tab on maddog.com?
So I don't know. We can talk about. Like I said, it's kind of hard to make this funny, but it's at least worth mentioning that they are.
It's already funny. It's not funny as.
It's probably not funny to 330,000 of them, but it's the rest of us. It's just laugh and laugh. So anyway, then we'll give you a follow up, but hopefully.
That's awful. Can I say, are you guys ready for your existential dread of the year?
More than what just happened?
Yeah, no, this is existential. Listen, we're talking about earthly problems. I want to talk about a spacely problem. There's a spot that astronomers have discovered that is I believe it's 10 million times brighter than our sun.
Okay.
All right, which sounds like, okay, there's big stars out there. We heard that. But this actually violates something called the Eddington limit. So Eddington limit basically says something can only be so bright before the reason that it's so bright, it should have collapsed in on itself.
Is this so? Are you mentioning this now because of the last article that we just mentioned about suns getting violated?
Exactly.
Okay.
There's too many suns. The Eddington limit at the Vatican is way off kilter.
Yeah.
All right.
Thank you.
All right. So basically, what happens is they've discovered this is 12 million light years away. And basically, the only explanation that they can have for it, I'm just going to describe this just to talk about how weird the place we live in apparently is. And this is nature. We think of nature as trees and all that shit, but nature is past the moon. It's in the fucking stars. It's weird. So they believe this is a neutron star that has 100 trillion times the gravity of Earth. And it's emitting this light, and they couldn't explain why. So basically, they think that the gravity is so strong that, for example, a bit of matter the size of a marshmallow would fall to the surface, and it would accelerate so fast that the marshmallow would hit the surface and release the energy equivalent to hundreds of nuclear bombs.
Are you kidding me?
That's the only explanation for the brightness. Now that's the thing is
I do a lot of my gravity math with marshmallows, so I'm glad that you said that because it really paints a picture. And but that's intense.
Yeah, and basically it is. They think it's consuming 1.5 Earth worth of material per year. So marshmallow equaling
Galactus?
Hundreds of nuclear bombs.
What's Marvel? Galactus?
Yeah.
Thank you.
So this is that thing where whenever I have a problem too many priests are molesting kids, I like to think about what's the Milky Way where it just has a
I think
picture
you're kind
where
of
it's
zhuzhing over what's it really matter, guys? I mean, there's a bright star. I mean, diddle your kids. No big
exactly. But this is what I'm saying. What's that meme where it's the Milky Way galaxy and it just says you are here crying in the shower before work.
Eat the donut.
Yeah, that's what I have to think about to counter priests color coding their pedophiles in France because it's a problem.
I hate how much stank you just put on that. It's not a problem.
Listen, don't ride buses in Nicaragua. Watch your kids in France. I don't know what to tell you.
Watch how you pronounce that state or the country.
Moving along.
Okay, so do you remember last year when we talked about how the lady was farting in jars and selling them online? Of
course I do. I think about it daily. Think about it every time I go to work.
It's can we? Yeah, it's exactly before. It's yeah, can we please talk to my guidance counselor?
Yeah, I'm gonna go beat him up.
Yeah, exactly. Or off. That'll probably get OnlyFans. So
yeah, one.
Him.
Yeah, he's probably a priest in France for all I know.
Is Scarlet A for Adam. Yeah. So anyway, so do you remember that lady that was farting in jars? Right.
I do.
So and she was really making a name for herself by doing so. And then I remember there's a point to where she ended up having like heart problems. She couldn't do it anymore, so she started selling her like cleavage sweat.
Yeah, it was like the equivalent of kids jumping out of the iPhone factory.
This is a real thing. Yeah, exactly. So anyway, so now there's a new lady. Her name is Rebecca Blue.
Okay.
And she is a woman that's making a name for herself by selling her burps in a bag.
That doesn't sound like a good... Okay, keep going.
Yeah, hold
sure.
on.
All right, sure.
So, and I love that the article described this woman as stripper turned influencer. Like, it's like that you can build 1,000 bridges, right?
Who the fuck's taking
if you show
advice
your
from a
pussy
stripper?
for 4 quarters, someone's always going to call you a stripper.
all right.
So anyway, so apparently she charges $100 for her bagged burp.
Can we get one of these? Sex doll in a burp bag.
You are squandering our Patreon nest egg
This
here.
is hilarious.
This is
I'll
supposed
buy a
to pay
burp bag.
for like equipment, but we're getting pussy candles.
We got
pussy
shelves.
flavors.
If we get a fart in a jar and a burp in a bag, I don't need this.
I
don't need this anymore. This can go
Okay,
down.
so we couldn't afford the real Gwyneth Paltrow pussy candle, so Jake got us the knockoff one.
We're expanding. I'm not gonna knock off the barf bag.
Listen, I'm gonna give you a knockoff burp bag.
Yeah.
So anyway, burp bag rather. So anyway, now she also now as any entrepreneur, if you want to stay alive in this business, you got to offer like product differentiation, right?
I'm not stifling her creativity. I appreciate what she does.
And so she does offer that product differentiation by allowing her customers to request the custom burps.
Gross.
Right? And so you can like ask for different types and then she'll give them to you.
Can we ask for a what was the chip we ate?
Oh, that the one chip challenge one. Yeah,
the Pacquiao chip
stream
challenge. The Pacquiao
it,
burp.
You dumb bitch.
Yeah,
I want to see you fucking suffer,
dude. I'll give you $100 to eat that chip and
Oh
burp
my
in a
God,
bag.
yeah.
That thing ruined my week.
So she said, here's a quote from her.
Spicy hairs because of it.
She said, you can order as many as you want. The bigger and longer the burps are, the more money you can make with the burp content.
I do like her. This is endearing. This is very
She
cute.
also said that diet burps are, Diet Dr. Pepper is her ideal choice. I've tried all sodas and this one acts the fastest. So get in, get out, make your money, I guess. Go ahead.
That just means that like her productivity dropped. And she wasn't having it anymore. She was like, I can't do Coke. Everybody knows Coke is a stripper's downfall. Dr. Pepper. So.
I think what you're thinking of is a cola.
Yeah.
Versus a Columbia.
Sure.
So anyway, so if you're grossed out by the thought of buying her burps, you could still buy a piece of her, right? She sells her toenails. She sells her foot skin. Her earwax, like a dollop on her.
We could turn this into the Muter Museum.
Oh my God, puke! And so, if you want to learn more about the Muter Museum, you can listen to our.
She's probably taking
episode
prenatal
on Sasha
vitamins.
Rosser. So what? Yeah. So and she sells her earwax, used panty liners, and even sold one lucky person her IUD.
I've been throwing money away.
With your IUDs, you've been throwing
Yeah.
away?
My IUDs get all used up.
So according to her, she earns approximately $5,000 to $10,000 per month by selling these vomit-inducing items.
Can I ask, is she possibly a Catholic from France?
Just sells her red QR codes.
Yeah, she learned the body has a monetary value young in life.
Oh, yeah, just like a little kid toenails.
Yeah, okay, so I don't know. This is the thing. I'm not stifling creativity. If she's making money from it, God bless her. I love it.
And honestly, I'll tell you what. If you are...
She's going to get killed by her customer, though.
But if you're making $5,000 to $10,000 a month, you probably have just an absolute amount of income that you're bringing in.
Hopefully.
Which leads me to bring in our next...
What?
Our next sponsor. Are you tired of all the paperwork that comes with running a small business?
Oh, Jesus. This is not... This is a perfect segue. You got to keep account.
Headaches from hundreds of new tax laws? Let Jensen Accounting be your Tylenol.
I'm so sorry.
You can find them on Facebook by searching Jensen Accounting and Consulting.
Thank you for sponsoring as long as you have.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
What do you think a write-off is for like the production of
There's
phlegm,
probably toenail
skin,
clippers.
Like,
you got to sharpen them. You can't, IUDs. I don't know how often you put those in. So anyway, you can find it.
she lays a bag under her pedicure.
You're not letting me finish.
Okay.
Okay. So you can find Jensen Accounting on Facebook by searching Jensen Accounting and Consulting. Just a quick jog from Rogan Shoes. Or I don't know what. in Janesville, Wisconsin. Again, that's Jensen Accounting and Consulting for all of your. If you want to start a toenail clipping business, or door-to-door skin foot tag or IUD salesman, you can find them on.
Listen, I thought we had talked about the best female entrepreneur I have ever seen in my life earlier with Martha Stewart, but I was wrong.
Yes, yeah, Martha Stewart probably is going to be selling her skin tags.
Yeah, I'd buy
What do you
it.
think? What do you? I mean, honestly, what do you think her vagina smells like? I bet it's exquisite.
Her vaginas?
Yeah,
Smells like, I don't know.
confetti cake.
I don't know. You know, like,
You got to stick a toothpick in it.
I
If
don't
there's
know.
any
The,
yeast
I don't know what
attached to it, it's
tallow
not done.
smells like, but tallow.
How long would it take for a cake to bake at 98.6? That's a real question. Like we need to see
Actually,
what sucks right now is honestly. Hold on a sec.
For what it's worth, I think it's 81 years.
I hate that you're saying she's had a yeast infection since in utero.
She's done.
Yeah. No. So I mean, honestly,
Brown the cheese.
No, I just want to say, like normally our fact checker Tony is here, but he's out celebrating his anniversary, like
Happy
a
10th
loser.
anniversary.
Yeah.
I don't know why you
What a
chose.
nerd.
You could have been at the 115th episode.
Googling Martha Stewart's pussy fucking cupcakes, but here we are. So
Congratulations on 10 years.
he's been tenured.
Yeah.
All right, boo.
Stay out of France. Actually, I didn't write it down, but I do remember seeing real quick. Did you see the Taylor Swift concert in Pennsylvania? It was last week. Did you see something about that?
Okay, I don't know if I'm gonna steal your thunder here.
I don't
but
have notes. I just I do remember oh
Okay,
shit.
so this is legit. Since Renee isn't here, she sent me in an article that she goes, use this as a catfish against Jake. Now this article was
I don't
where
like you guys plotting against me.
yeah,
This is-
we're always
what the-
every single person in your life is plotting against you. We hate you, Jake.
That's
So anyway,
what the voices say.
yeah, none of us are here. You're just screaming into the ether.
Yeah, but isn't that lucky for me?
Yeah, got a lot of friends.
I like friends.
So with that being said, so Renee sent me an article where a girl was selling contacts that saw. You saw it.
That's not on here, but I did see that.
Okay, so you already would have guessed it.
I forgot the price tag.
$10,000.
$10,000 because
$10,000 for contacts that saw Taylor Swift's concert, and she was selling them online. But it turns out, I guess she just did it.
lowballer.
Yeah,
Let's get them. Can
Yeah.
we get Taylor Swift's? I'm
I
serious.
paid
Let's buy 'em.
$10,000 for the corneas.
I'd buy $38. I'll buy them for. But so the Taylor Swift concert, basically, I saw a guy going on a rant saying Taylor Swift could run for president and probably win.
Yeah.
Because in Pennsylvania,
What was that Robin Williams movie? Or no, not Robin Williams. There was a movie where a famous actor, as a joke, and there's a ruse, ran for president that he won.
Idiocracy.
No, it's not idiot.
I know what he's talking about.
What is it?
Chris Rock had a state.
No, it's
It might be that.
I don't know, maybe.
But so what it was Philadelphia. I think she sold 210,000 seats to fill up a concert or something like that.
And they were expensive too. I
Yeah.
mean, I don't know the price, nor am I a T Swift fan. But I do know that, I saw the memes, and that's how I get my news. That they were super expensive.
I saw a guy yelling on TikTok, and I love a guy yelling to give me my news. It was
About Taylor Swift prices.
no, what he was yelling about was Taylor Swift could be president, and I don't disagree with him because he was saying these concerts that she puts on absolutely crush, and he. Like Hillary has to move to smaller venues to look packed. Same with Trump. Basically, there was 20,000 people outside the stadium just dancing to the music they were playing.
Yeah, but
because
she's not old enough to be president.
that's what it was. Because
okay.
I guess Joe Biden set a precedent when he ran for president the first time or something like that. She's 34. But by the time she'd be sworn in, she'd be 35. So technically, she could.
Do you remember who the youngest president ever was?
Was it Kennedy?
No. He was elected. The youngest president ever was my man, Teddy Roosevelt.
Teddy Roosevelt? Oh,
Yeah.
I didn't know that. Okay.
Yeah, because a certain assassination happened. Or smash.
Yeah. It's okay to say.
So he was actually the youngest president ever, but then the youngest elected was JFK.
Sure. But it was
which is a mind-blowing fact.
It was a rant about just Taylor Swift's popularity and
there we go. Thank you.
the mind blender. So anyways, I don't think I'd vote for Taylor Swift. Anyways, go into what you're
You
going to
wouldn't vote for Taylor Swift?
No, just
Can you name one thing that she's for or against?
I don't think she'd be a bad president. I just think I'd be annoyed by it. But I would love the idea of a first man. I really do. The idea of a first man, I would want to be that guy.
Well, haven't you seen that meme where it's like, again, we're going back to memes with Taylor Swift, but she's got like 20 songs about getting broken up by, but none about blowing dudes.
That's a good point.
So it's like, maybe she's the problem.
She's not the problem. She's a fantastic candidate. She's a breadwinner. She doesn't have to blow anything.
I'm sorry, but like,
So-
I'm just going off of the fact that like maybe she's the problem. There's a common denominator.
Dude, she sold 210,000 seats. She didn't have to blow anyone the rest of her life. Ever.
Fair enough.
I think
That's probably what
the
she
idea of a
wants.
first man it's awesome to me. Like the concept of like just being in the basement of the White House, like they would come to you and be like,
Practicing
"What do
your
you think
golf-
about Ukraine?" Be like, "Talk to my wife. We're roasting a brisket."
Hell yeah. You're like,
I
well,
don't
we
give a
noticed
shit. That's her job. We're
if
getting
you
back
notice
to
I've
this
got
video. I
some
mean, this
bright white sneakers.
dude, I would
on.
host like a
This is
Fortnite
barbecue
tournament.
music.
So, I'd be the best first man. I would not care at all. I'd be Melania, but as a man.
You know, I appreciate that the fact that we're talking about a potential female president because I voted for a woman actually the last election. So
Joe Jorgensen, right?
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
But I do want to segue. This is a perfect segue into this. Jake told me
Joe
earlier
Jorgensen's a perfect segue. Okay.
It is.
Okay.
Well, no, because you said earlier today that you're having your wife, as you're editing some of the last footage, that she said that we sound like a couple of bros.
We do.
And whatever. I know who I am. I know what I'm about.
Yeah, it's like it was the morning. She's not happy in the morning. I don't know what to tell you.
I mean,
Actually, that's not true.
any
She's
given,
great in the morning. I'm not happy in the morning.
Any given day, any given time, we sound like a couple
Oh,
of bros.
but
But I'm okay. But I want to say, I thought that I would take this moment to help out our female listeners. Now, Spain somehow weirdly back to Europe. I'm sorry, it just happened to be that way. It didn't plan it out. Spain has a department of their government that specializes in gender equality.
Okay.
The department has unveiled their intentions to develop an app that will inform women of the household chores that men are not partaking in or contributing in.
As the first man, I think we should attack Spain. This is no bueno. I don't know what kind of cucks over there. But
Yeah, I'm in Spain without the S.
Yeah.
Sorry, that was stupid.
So what the Inquisition going?
So men and women have the ability to log the number of hours they dedicated to household chores into the app.
Okay.
Now, it is part of a plan to instill co-responsibility around the house, bringing to light to the invisible tasks that women do. Yeah.
Okay.
So
I'm on board. I'm not that resistant.
Now, the app won't just do this for married couples. You can also have children in on it, which I can appreciate. Yeah, you earn your fucking keep, right? Yeah. But also, it's even for, like, roommates. You know, because I'm sure that we've all had that roommate where, like, I'm washing all this fucking guy's dishes.
Here's the thing.
Like,
the government's doing this. I'm sure this app exists.
Well, I'm surprised that there is literally there is a department of their government that specializes in gender equality.
That I'm fine with, but like
whatever. I mean, especially if it's that big of a problem.
It just feels like a woman is running that department. So
court cases are even favoring some of the homemakers when deciding compensation during divorces. That's why it's such a problem. Like it actually took it was making men pay women like during divorce. Okay. Like if they were married for however many years, then the court would figure out the amount of hours that person was a homemaker, and then the guy had to pay back the wife.
I hate all this.
I mean, I kind of get it a little bit, but
I hate all that. You're gonna be in court, be like, I washed the dishes 6,258 times, and you swept the floor 4,200. Like this is not government. This is government overreach. Fucking just break up. You don't need an app. Fuck this. So I get very defensive over this because I'm gonna.
Because Jake's gonna get roasted.
Yeah. I don't like this at all.
You're like, they're like, Lindsay's gonna get this. Jake's wife's gonna get this app, and then it's gonna be like, well, you did it 700? No, 7. Ever times ever.
Here's the thing: who's monitoring whether or not you actually did? Like I did the dishes today, but it was the way you did the dishes.
Now I did hear
you loaded the dishwasher the wrong way. It was inefficient to the water.
Now, guys, I do want to say this: I did see a life hack here, and you heard it here on the Non-Essential Podcast. Just take some clean dishes out of the cupboard and put them in the drying rack. That's all you gotta do. Load it up.
You're in trouble. You're absolutely in trouble. All right, let's get us out of this with a cute story of the best prank that's ever happened in my house. I mentioned the ranch prank earlier. Well,
Not Man Ranch.
not Man Ranch, just regular Hidden Valley Ranch from the Hidden Valley.
Are you shooting at 11?
What's
how
that?
How old is he?
11?
Are you shooting at that age?
I think that's when you start.
Okay, yeah. Okay. Anyway,
I don't like that. That's
That's
not the
boy
cute,
ranch.
that's not the cute story I'm going to tell.
that's
So-
kind of
So like,
kind of shit
listen,
that gets you a
like,
red QR code.
like listen, everyone in the audience.
That's red.
My wife pretends to listen, but I know she doesn't listen, so we can tell stories about her. So my wife is
so she's taking this massive shit, right?
yeah. My wife's like not funny or not into pranks, except like April 1st, she's super into pranks, and my daughter has picked up on that, and she pranked the shit out of my house recently. And so what had happened was on April 1st, April Fool's Day, Lindsay had ordered a piece of like 4-inch poop off Amazon. It was like glistening. It was a very nice piece of poop. It looked real. And we left it to prank the kids on the toilet lid, and we got them. It worked. But here's the thing that happened like a couple days later. Rory one-upped her. And not only did she like one-up her, but she like clogged the toilet behind the poop and like left it on the...
What do you mean, like on purpose or accidentally?
I think she did it on purpose. It was like clogged toilet. This is a perfect opportunity. Put the poop behind it. It was like she set the background of the of the prank.
I'd like to think
Yeah.
that she's like just like pounding fiber for days before.
She's like, I'm gonna get him. I'm gonna
Like,
I'm
she's
gonna
like,
get
I'm
him.
gonna crank out a double monster
Yep.
can.
So, and what she had no idea of knowing was that like this is one of those things like we had a lady coming by because we were thinking about having once a month a cleaning lady come by, and so she came by for the initial estimate this day, and she spoke no English whatsoever. My wife flew it in Spanish, right? And she also brought her son, who was 10, as a translator who wasn't needed. So they tagged along, and no one knew anything about this. But I noticed my daughter's face was very contorted. And then after she left, I finally saw the immaculate poop prank of the glistening 4-inch turd on the lid with the clogged toilet behind it. My daughter just goes, I didn't know she was coming today. And I go, no, baby, this is the best prank that's ever happened. This lady is going to help clean our house because she thinks we need it.
I just remember her walking out of the house going, "Quiero de la España."
I crack up so bad. She thought she was in so much trouble. I'm like, you just eclipsed your mother. You pranked the shit out of her. Figuratively and literally. But I wanted to lead this into like a very special thanks to our last catfish is going to come up. Go ahead and hand me this bottle.
Yes,
it's a very special
this
bottle.
This is the listener L. Thank you very much.
Listener L, thank you so much for trying your best to knock this episode off the rails with excellent whiskey. But I maintain somehow. But
Have
we'll
you?
see. Yeah, you know what? Don't doubt me. I did
I
fine.
was gonna say,
I did
Jake's
good.
gonna do fantastic in the editing. I'm gonna be the drunk
I'm super
piece of shit.
excited to walk home. This is gonna be fun. Like,
So,
yeah.
hey, thank you
Thank
very
you
much.
so much.
We really
I appreciate it.
It's fantastic stuff. And which is our last sponsor of the catfish here. So thank you very much, listener
Yep.
L. See if you can guess the theme here. And you already know the rules to the catfish. And
Okay.
listeners, please play along. Audience members, I hate you all if you guess it. So, number 1, Monopoly match ends in fight with samurai sword, 2 hospitalized.
I hope that's right.
Number 2, game of life nearly ends in death after scuffle over cheating shuffle.
Okay.
Number 3, Settlers of Catan ends in catfight after players communicate solely by meowing.
Okay, so the theme is obviously board games, which will lead us into our sponsor, me and my wife, who foolishly made a board game. Like we embarked upon this. Listen, this is a creative-based board game. At the heart of it is a game about communication. It will make your kids smart. It'll make them geniuses. I have zero science to prove that, but it will.
It'll at least make them put fake turds on toilets.
But if you would like a copy of Doodle Mash, get a hold of me. So the theme is a board game, correct?
Yep.
Okay, and so
And when it comes to board games, it is not BORED, but it comes to Doodle Mash. So again, I'll read them. Number 1, Monopoly match ends in fight with samurai sword, 2 hospitalized.
Okay.
Number 2, game of life nearly ends in death after scuffle over cheating shuffle.
Okay.
Number 3, Settlers of Catan ends in catfight after a player communicated solely by meowing.
Okay, so I'm going to guess this one for me is going to be 3 because I've played Settlers of Catan. And whenever I play that game, everyone gangs up against me because they think I'm going to win. So that's my guess. We got a 3, we got a 1, we got a 3.
All right.
Is that
All right,
2?
so-
we got 1, 2. Okay. So,
Okay,
I'm a 3.
Are you ready for your answer?
Yes.
A samurai sword fight broke out in Brussels when a game of Monopoly went wrong, according to reports.
Probably Baltic Avenue. That wasn't boardwalk shit. That was right after Go shit.
A trouble reportedly started in the forest area of Belgian capital about 5 a.m. on Sunday when residents came annoyed by 4 people playing the board game on the pavement outside their home.
Are you back in Europe?
Yes, I'm not kidding you. This is very serendipitous. This is absolutely accidental. Okay. So at 5 a.m. So a man came out of his house with a Japanese samurai sword in its holster. I hate that it said holster, not scabbard. So during the scuffle that followed, the katana sword became exposed with the sheath was allegedly removed by one of the Monopoly players. This is a quote. The player tried to grab the katana and remove the holster. The son tried to get it back. It is thought that the son and one of the Monopoly players were injured by the blade. The Brussels Midi police confirmed 2 men were hospitalized at that point. The Monopoly players were later discharged, local media reported, but this resident's son said to have life-threatening conditions. And both men were arrested. So the area...
A lot of poverty results from Monopoly. I don't know what to tell you.
Do not pass go. Yeah. So the area along the street where the game was played by the group consisted of 3 men and a woman, was left stained with large patches of blood and scattered with Monopoly cards after the confrontation.
Like, can I say the obvious joke? Like, did he go right to jail? Did he not collect $200? I mean, so
yeah, there you go.
Excellent way to end it. So
thank you very much, listener L. We appreciate it. Thank you to all of our sponsors. This has been episode 115.
God damn.
Just think, by all the time that you've listened to this, you could have learn to play an instrument, probably.
That's not true.
Skin flute?
That's not true. Thank you so much to our listeners. Thank you to all our Patreon members. Thank you so much for listening. Honestly, this is a very cryptic way for my alcoholism to get me praise from my family. They're like, how's the podcast going? I'm like, it's going fine.
I love that he slurred alcoholism. Really schlub that one.
If you pronounce alcoholism.
Well, my name's Adam Riley. Later, boners.
Goodbye. I don't know. That's fine. That's a good way to end it. Let's go.
You met me at a very strange time in my life.